Rakim says, kill him again, I'll just kill him with knowledge. Knowledge and insight. Again, I welcome you back to the program. And I have a question. Why is the NFL so scared of Colin Kaepernick? I mean, come on. Let's keep it real for real here. The NFL wishes that Colin Kaepernick would just go away. The NFL keeps saying that there's no blackball of Colin Kaepernick, but to the 32 teams in the NFL, he is radioactive. And that, I think, is hypocrisy in itself. Greg Hardy repeatedly beat his then girlfriend, but he was seriously desired by the Cowboys. Michael Vick was out of the league for a couple years while he was in prison over dogfighting charges. Dogfighting, mind you. Now, I don't have a problem with Michael Vick. He seemed generally contrite and remorseful for his actions. And he's been a champion of humane treatment of dogs since his release. Less so for Greg Hardy, who I have absolutely no use for. Any man who raises his hand to a woman is not a man in my eyes. He seemed like he had an entitled attitude about being reinstated, bolstered by Jerry Jones, his open desire of his services. He just seemed like he wanted to get back in the league and play. And now this guy is talking about going, I believe, to the MMA or WWE or something stupid. I have no use for Greg Hardy. Josh Brown, one-time punter for the New York Giants, had numerous domestic violence issues, but still had a place in the league and was defended by John Mara, the owner of the Giants. Josh Brown, punter. Colin Kaepernick still goes unsigned. Now, the Seahawks looked like they was going to work him out, but then all of a sudden, they decided they were going to against it. They postponed the workout and signed another quarterback, and Colin Kaepernick has heard nothing from the Seahawks since. Now, does the NFL fear a reprimand from the almighty dear leader, number 45? I've always said that Trump has held a grudge against NFL for the better part of 3 decades. At the first winning his antitrust suit against NFL, and I say won in the truly pyrrhic sense. War was only for $1 for the USFL, which was trebled to $3 under antitrust law, paid the amount of $3.76. And Trump was shut out of owning the Buffalo Bills. 45 is taking any shot he can at the league for not coming down on players who protest. Does the NFL fear 45 coming down on them in any kind of sense? Now, the real issue is why the NFL fears Cap. He's shown resolve and pluck to be a player who could galvanize the players into a real force. Keep in mind, the NFL players have never, and I mean ever, had any kind of real voice or negotiating power. The owners look at the players like chattel, easily replaced, easily moved out. NFL contracts are not guaranteed. That's why these players get such high signing bonuses. That's the only guaranteed money they get. That first signing bonus, that's the only guaranteed money that they will get from the owners. The owners can cut a player, not to pay his salary. Now, the salary still counts against the cap, but the money that is supposedly owed on the contract is at the whims of the owners. If the players act up, do something that is not desirable, they can be cut, put out to pasture. And in the case of Colin Kaepernick, blackball. And I don't give a rat's butt what anybody says, what pundits say. Oh, Kaepernick's not blackball. Oh, Kaepernick's not. But think about this. Blaine Gabbert has a job in the NFL. Nate Peterman has a job in the NFL. I could name a host of quarterbacks, mediocre at best, that have jobs in the NFL. Colin Kaepernick is better than, bar none. Johnny Manziel could get a better look with all the boozing that he has done in the NFL. He could get a job. Now, right now, he's playing for some summer league and is right now under contract under a Canadian team. But does that mean that he might not get another look? And I have absolutely no use for Johnny Manziel. But he, despite all of the things he has done, is more likely to get a job, a look in the NFL than Colin Kaepernick will. Why? Again, the NFL owners see Colin Kaepernick, someone who is eloquent, articulate, and not afraid to stand behind what he believes. Could he be a galvanizing force for the players to be able to voice their grievances themselves in a way that they never have before? The NFLPA routinely gets steamrolled by the owners in negotiations. I mean, the strikes, most of my listeners probably won't remember the strikes of 1982 or 1987. Many people remember when the owners locked out the players in 2012. But they got what they wanted every time. The owners have more or less kept the players under their thumb. And if it wasn't for a court ruling in the early 90s, there wouldn't be free agency. There wouldn't be freedom of player movement in the NFL. But a player like Colin Kaepernick, if he's out of the league, he can't galvanize the players. If he's in the league, he's looked at somebody who took on the system, fought the law, and won. But the NFL fears that kind of galvanization. Another player that they fear losing, and it'll happen, is Tom Brady. The NFL looks at Tom Brady, despite the suspension, as its golden boy. Tom Brady will be 41 before the season starts. How long will he have to be an elite quarterback? He's taken his team to the last 2 Super Bowls. You have to wonder how long he can keep holding off Father Time. Father Time is undefeated. Beats everybody. Eventually, he will hang it up. And when he does, the New England Patriots will no longer be the dominant team that they once were. I liken it to how the Spurs are, a shell of themselves after Tim Duncan left. And I will suspect that Greg Popovich will call it quits, retire, rather than come back, seeing the prospects of losing, having already lost Tim Duncan, having already about to lose Manu Ginobili to retirement, having lost Kawhi Leonard, who has basically left the team. The Patriots are looking at that same fate, because I can guarantee you, and you can bet your bottom dollar here, you heard it first here in the Hoodwood, that when Tom Brady decides to hang it up and the countdown to Canton begins, 5 years after he hangs it up, you'll see his bust in Canton, without a doubt, first ballot. But when he retires, Bill Belichick will retire, or he'll go to the GM position. But he will not be on the sidelines without Tom Brady. He has never been on the sidelines as a Patriots coach without Tom Brady. Even the year before, when he was just a skinny 6th-round draft pick out of Michigan. People forget he didn't play in 2000 when he was drafted. He was drafted in 2000, not 2001. Played back up behind Drew Bledsoe, got very little playing time. But when it comes time for Tom Brady to hang it up, he will hang it up, walk away. Bill Belichick will do the very same thing. He'll say he's old, he's tired, doesn't want the hassle anymore. But the prospect of facing reality, not an injury-filled missed season. I know Tom Brady missed a season, and Matt Castle filled in and went 11-5. Patriots didn't make the playoffs that year. Do you forget that? But the fact of the matter is, the NFL and the New England Patriots fear the fact that Tom Brady will hang it up and there will not be a dominant team in New England in the foreseeable future. Look at the Fat Dap Head Slap coming up in the final thought in just a moment.